Sup? So I wanted to talk about parasocial relationships, not just because of a recent video that was put out by a most popular YouTuber that had more or less a good response, but in general, I've been watching a lot of videos about it lately, and I confess that I have done that. I have had that kind of connection with people online, and I want to give a perspective as somebody who has done it and who is also a content creator. And I did it because I was lonely. I've always been lonely, and when the internet started to become really big and people could connect better, I started to actually have friends for the first time in my life. And like all friends, they come and go, and that was hard for me to deal with. So I would imprint on a lot of Let's Players and stuff like that because I was lonely. And this was also during the time when Nim was dying, so of course I was just Nim was dying and I was sick, and it all happened within 5 years of each other. Sorry. But, so that kind of sucks. That kind of sucked, but it's from a place of vulnerability. So when somebody is looking for friendship or help or someone, they tend to go online and they tend to look for people who share common grounds with them. And part of that too is the lack of friendship. It's really easy to say now that we are all under lockdown and we're all trapped in our homes, that the only connections that we can really make with each other now are through video. And I have a feeling that more and more of these relationships are going to just grow and grow. As somebody who was like that, and who's somebody whose heart has been broken because their supposed heroes have let the mask slip without even realizing that it's always been a mask. They're not like that ever. It's all script. Sure, they put bits of themselves in their art, but once you get to that degree of fame, you have to start divorcing yourself from people. So you start to become less of what you started as and more of what will please the most people. And you can call it sellout if you want. I'm kind of on the fence about it. And that's where I want to go, to the point where I'm not scripted. All of the videos that I've been put on here, with the exception of very rare response videos, which I don't really do much anymore. See how cool and uncouth I am? Putting smile over my blanket because I'm tired. Fuck off. It's 9 a.m. But so what you see is what you get. My thoughts, my feelings are all here. And therefore, I get it if somebody would think, looking at me and watching my videos, that they have a sense of connection with me, because most of you are pretty much my friends and family anyway. So you already know me, so the connection's already there, and that doesn't bother me. I've never really had any issues with viewers like that, because I don't even have 200 subscribers. I don't even think I have 150 subscribers. I guess it's really different when you're at the bottom of the chain and then at the top of the chain. There are so many more people you have to please. There are so many more opinions that differ, that the initial audience that you first got from your videos earlier hasn't changed, and you can no longer focus on the one subset, I guess. And okay, but you don't gotta be a dick about it. Own up to your mistakes, own up to them, or acknowledge them and say that you're not sorry, but to just, which people have done before and have done recently, and kudos for kudos for honesty and stuff like that, but fuck you for being such a shitty person for taking so many people's money under false pretenses. Like, oh, I knocked the camera. Oh, well. Like, these people are giving you money, and I understand that you want to please as many people as you can, and you can't. You just can't. People are going to unsubscribe. People are going to unpatronize you or whatever. They're going to stop giving you money if they're not happy. That's the cycle that you have put yourself into, and being a capitalist on a capitalist platform. If you are here to make money and you want to try and make your videos mean something, you can't have both, in my opinion. You just can't. You will always give up something of yourself when you are accommodating yourself to the capitalist, the capitalist setup, like the capitalist way to go. Like, I used to think, like, back when I thought that I could become a YouTuber, like, this was back in 2010 and 2015, when it was like easier to do it. Like, anybody could. I really thought about that, because I'm like, I can't work. I can't make money. I don't know how, like, nobody's buying my stories because nobody gives a shit about what I write. Like, not enough to pay any money anyway. But, so I did think about that, but I'm like, I can barely, like, I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I wouldn't be able to be the kind of YouTuber that kind of fame would, what's the word? That would be, I wouldn't be the kind of YouTuber that would be expected. I wouldn't be able to tighten up my production. I wouldn't be able to start editing. I wouldn't be able to do costumes. I wouldn't be able to do lighting. It would always be this awkward angle at a weird moment of time, wearing weird clothes, and my hair is a mess. It's just the way I do it. And it's lazy, and it's messy, and it's personal, but it's honest. And I like the high produced videos. They're fun to watch, but I don't take them like as a person to person anymore. I take it as product to person. And these content creators, like, they call them BreadTube, and I don't know why. Is it because they're in sections like a loaf? Could somebody please explain this phrase to me? But, like, you know, like the people, like, you know what, I'm not going to bother to name them. You know who they are. I've complained about them before in the past, many of them, and many not, even though they deserve it for being a sexist fucking... See, like, this is, they are popular because they know how to sell. They're selling to you a product, okay? They're not your friends. Maybe they were at the start, when they were still trying, when they made it, what's the word? It wasn't their job. When their livelihood didn't depend on it. That's when they were able to be more personal, more personable. But, like, once you start to sell yourself as the product, while also keeping that personal ideology, you're gonna get parasocial. Because that's what you're selling. You are selling to people that parasocial relationship. So that's on you. Like, no, it's not okay to be threatened with all the bullshit. Like, that garbage is garbage. Criticism, on the other hand, is justified. Criticism is incredibly justified. And it should be expected. And it shouldn't... and you shouldn't circumvent people's blocks in order to see those scummy reviews, by the way. That's a violation of privacy and an abuse of your power. Just so you know. And I don't know why anybody would bother to do that if their whole brand is to focus on the happy and the good and try and, you know, weed out the bad. I just don't understand that kind of dualistic, contradictory thinking. Either you're a brand and you're impersonal, or you're not a brand and you're personal. There is no both in this capitalist society, especially right now when we're all in isolation and we're all losing money and we all have to depend on savings and measly government handouts because they didn't because the brands were too busy thinking about what this would cost them instead of what lives it would cost. And that's another problem with this. You are a brand. You are all brands. If you are selling products, if you have enough money to buy sets, to rent homes, like to rent studios, you are a brand. You are a brand. If people are paying for videos, you're a brand. You're still a person. You still have your rights, but you're still a brand. You're selling yourself as a brand. And therefore people are going to evaluate you as a brand. And if you choose to take that personally, that's on you. That's not on the consumers, because you have chosen to sell yourself as that specific brand. That's what you've chosen. We didn't choose that. You did, because everything that you orchestrate is scripted. You have all admitted it ad nauseum. You all cut and like do the zoom in, zoom out cuts. Like, we all know how much work you put into it. So you're a brand, and brands have duties to their consumers. And if you don't meet those standards, the higher your percentage is going to grow, you're going to lose people. And you can't please everyone, especially if you're a brand. You're going to have parasocial relationships if you refuse to separate yourselves from that. And that's what you're doing. You're not separating yourself from BreadTube the brand and BreadTube the person. Like, fine. I'll say it. I hate Lindsay Ellis. I hate her brand. I don't like her. I used to be a huge fan. I used to inhale her videos. But as I grow older and as I watch more and more, I cannot handle the rape apologetics, the infantilization of women, like the bullshit that she pulled about female YA authors like back in the 2010s. Like, I can't stand that bitch. She is rich out of her ass right now. She's rich. She can afford not to work and live in LA right now. Okay? She is a brand. So I am criticizing her brand. I don't know her. I don't know her as a person. I only know what she puts on as her brand. I am criticizing her brand. I don't like what she presents herself as. If she is a completely different person, how am I to know that? And why should I be criticized for that if I have no opportunity to ever get to know this person, and all I know is what she's providing for me in this parasocial relationship? And if I don't like it anymore, why should I have to put up with it? Why should anybody have to keep paying for something that they no longer support? Like, the rape apologetics, that was it for me. In Game of Thrones, that was it. We were done. I was just like, you know what? I've put up with a lot of bullshit from you and from your rape apologetics and your sexism, and that was it for me. Like, just the fact that, anyway, like, she would put rape in the videos with no warnings whatsoever, and that was it for me, because like, she has no respect for her audience whatsoever. Okay? That's why I hate Lindsay Ellis, because she's a disingenuous, rich, snotty little white girl who can comment on people who live at home, who can't work and all that. Like, I hate her. I can't stand the brand of her. I'm sure she's a lovely person in reality, but what she puts out on her videos is garbage. It's pure garbage. It's just nonsense. Anyway, over. So that's just one personal account. That's what happens with parasocial relationships. Like, if you brand yourself as somebody's friend, they're going to fucking think that you're their friend. And that's your fault. That's not their fault. Like, people are herd mentality people. They want to be loved. They want to have friends. And if you offer them a friendship in time where they can't really find friends, like if they're isolated, if they're sick, if they're introverts, if they're bullied, if their only solace is internet, and the only friends that they can make are people who they'll never meet, maybe unless I'm from a crowd, and then and you present yourself as that genuine, as, oh, I love everybody and I just love everyone. Like, no, you don't. Be honest. Be fucking honest for once in your life. You only care about the people who give you money and who agree with what you believe in. That's it. That's it. And that's what it is in this society. That's what capitalism does to people. Like, and I'm tired of it. Like, expect a parasocial relationship if you are going to do these types of videos. And stop bitching about it, especially when you're getting paid tons of money for it. Bye.